Salamat Tahun Baru China. Happy New Year. I'm here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, filming for an exciting strategic partnership. Our new partner is going to put Ormeus ecosystem on a level that has never been seen before. I know you've all been waiting for some exciting good news. This is the news. This is going to change the landscape as we know it. This team has been in the blockchain industry for over 10 years. They have incubated projects into the top 10 of cryptocurrencies. They've invested into some of the largest exchanges, and they own an exchange network that has over 20 million users. Today, we are putting together and sealing our partnership strategic alliance, and it is going to do things that we've never been able to do before. We'll have full access to their tech community, full access to their mining facilities, full access to their exchange platforms, and we'll be incubating the Ormeus ecosystem on their platform. Very excited to be working together today. I'm going to introduce you to the founders. So Sam, tell us a little bit more about your companies and the companies that you helped start and how your entire ecosystem can help support the Ormeus family.
Of course. So being early into the blockchain industry, having bought my first Bitcoins in 2011, it made sense for us to touch on everything. And of course, we learned a lot and also had our fair share of mistakes as well. You have to understand, in 2011, I was 22. So doing what young people do, I've been involved in all aspects of this industry, starting with mining, arbitrage, OTC, operating exchanges, as well as investing in exchanges, which is the infrastructure layer of this ecosystem. We're shareholders of, BW, ZB, Binance, and of course, we've also been involved in helping define the regulation. I just touched on that briefly before, but having Australia be the first to regulate this industry, we've been driving this conversation in 13 other countries as well since. And with the support of regulation, we're now finally able to innovate in an environment where institutional capital and institutional companies can participate and assist.
Now, KK, you have an incubator program, and now you're working with Molecular Futures, which I've seen has been a top 40 token. I understand you're doing an event here in the near future with Binance.
That's right. So we're very happy and proud to announce that in the year 2020, we will be the first company to officially work with Binance on their major event in the year 2020. It will be somewhere in early this year in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh. And I think it's going to have tens of thousands of people flying in. It's going to be a 2 day straight of hackathon and with 2 days of event. So we'll definitely be happy to have every one of you guys watching this video to meet us there in Vietnam with the Binance team.
Very cool. Now that we're talking about the incubator, let's spend a little bit more time on the incubator. How does that actually work, and how does a token get to the point to where you say, hey, we'd like to partner with you or to form a strategic alliance?
So I think that because this industry is very new, there's a lot of creative minds and genius ideas who want to always start up and always to do something for the community and for the whole industry itself. So how we actually incubate a token, first we look at the team. So every team that we actually are invested in, they must be devoted and they must be persistent and they must have a very strong faith in the technology itself, and most importantly, they must know what they are doing. So I think the first assessment will be the team. The second would then be the idea. So what kind of idea that they're doing? Is there a similar idea in the market? Is there potential for it to fly out to the moon in the upcoming future? And lastly, I think more importantly is that what kind of value do they create for the entire community and for our ecosystem, because we do a complete ecosystem mapping for all the projects that come to us. We always go in early. We are very positive. We are seed investors in one of the major few projects that you guys heard about. And I think more importantly and lastly is that whether the project is able to go through is like how we see a young kid or a young baby and we grow it to the adult. So that's what we look forward to. Yeah.
So Sam, tell me a little bit more about the incubator program. I know that a lot of our communities are really excited about the possibilities of Ormeus becoming a part of the incubator program because of the fact that you've brought multiple tokens into the top 100. I know that you have 2 projects that you've brought into the top 100 that still sit there today. So what does it take
top
for...
10, sorry.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Oh, word. Nice.
Top 100 is easy.
Yeah, sure. Very good. Top 10, multiple tokens into the top 10. What does it take to become a part of the incubator system, and what do you look at in companies, and what type of benefits do companies gain from being a part of that system?
Well, we have been investing and providing technologies for over 50 exchanges in this ecosystem. What it means is we have 20 million users that could help support the growth of an ecosystem, as well as the experience dealing with regulators and governments around the world to build regulated ecosystems and exchanges. What this means is if you look at any great technology, it cannot grow without regulation. And at the forefront of regulation are our not-for-profit blockchain centers that drive the education and the dialogue to create a regulatory framework that benefits the people of that country. So this is all soft power stuff that I'm sure we could collaborate heavily on to drive value. One final thing I want to mention is ultimately, the capital markets, the traditional capital markets, is where still the larger quantum of money is at. And we have been the first company to list a blockchain company on a main board exchange, the Australian Stock Exchange. But with that kind of expertise and experience, we could rinse and repeat for all our ecosystem partners.
Wow, that's exciting. And you have 24 locations around the world for this training system.
Yes, 18 locations in 13 countries. 18
locations. So in these training centers, they teach people the basics of blockchains and teach them basically how the ecosystems work.
Yes, yes, and of course, what we identify is how to grow this ecosystem in the right way for a country so that it benefits their people, so that it becomes a positive feedback loop that drives value for all.
Very cool. So I think that one of the things that's been missing in the cryptocurrency space is that high touch part of it. Everything's so high tech, but we have to get down there with the people to grow and to teach them to learn the system, because it is completely foreign to the majority of the planet. So for going out and doing that, I commend you guys. It's excellent meeting here today, and I'm extremely excited about our strategic alliance and partnership. I will give you guys all more details on exactly how that's going to work here in the near future, but we're just getting started and we're super excited to work together.
Great. Put it here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And through this strategic alliance, we will build the largest blockchain community in the history of the world.
Through the right regulation and investment capital through institutional listed companies.
Professional, resourceful, and an international community.